Peace. This is the Enemy's Public. I am Bro.Nasir. We're back. YouTube suspended me for a week. They suspended the Enemy's Public because they said I said something against the CDC and the World Health Organization. They said I said something contrary to what they were saying. I never mentioned them by name, but we're going to move on. Today's topic is what was the message behind the raid at a data analyst home, Rebekah Jones. Rebekah Jones was fired earlier this year after complaining that Governor Ron DeSantis' administration was manipulating COVID-19 data to make the virus appear less prevalent as the governor pushed to reopen Florida's economy. Former Florida coronavirus data chief Rebekah Jones hit back on Thursday against the state of police claims that body cam footage shows that officers acted appropriate when they raided her home on Monday as a part of an investigation before they took hardware she claimed contains evidence of wrongdoing. That's exactly what they do when there's evidence of wrongdoing. If the evidence is against a particular person who has power, they're going to send their goons to retrieve that evidence. Governor Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, is using the state police as his own personal goons. And they sent the state police there to intimidate Rebekah Jones and her family and to shut her up. Why would you go to a person's home as if you're going to raid the home of a violent criminal? They pointed guns at her in front of her children and her husband. Why would you do that unless you're trying to intimidate someone and get someone to go contrary to what they've been doing and go your way, how you want them to behave? They raided the woman's home and they retrieved hardware because something they don't want to get out. She refused to juke the stats in a reverse manner, making the coronavirus, COVID-19, seem less prevalent so Governor DeSantis can open up the state and have some type of normalcy, and at the same time putting millions of people at risk. When you open up the state, you're putting millions of people at risk because they're going to behave as if it's normal. People in Florida already don't want to wear the mask. They already wanted to go during the summer, wanted to go to the beaches. And if he opened up the state, or because he wanted somebody to manipulate the data, suggesting that everything's okay when it's not, you'll have a lot more deaths than we have today. Take a look at this footage.
Outside.
Who else is in the house, ma'am?
My 2 children and my husband.
Where's your husband at?
Calm down. Calm down.
23 minutes. That's how long Florida Department of Law Enforcement agents say it took former Florida Department of Health data scientist Rebekah Jones to answer the door during a raid at her home on Monday. Good evening. I'm Ava Van Valen.
And I'm Channing Frampton. Jones says when officers came knocking, she knew she had to start recording, saying that she thought she was going to be arrested. ABC 27's Jada Williams talked with Jones today. Jada, she doesn't believe this was just about her.
Well, Channing, Jones says that she's been waiting for something like Monday's raid to happen ever since she lost her job with the state over the summer.
I've been waiting 6 months for the governor to show up at my front door to arrest me.
Former Florida Department of Health data scientist Rebekah Jones.
So I woke up to banging on my front door. I tried to find some pants. I think I ended up actually wearing my husband's sweatpants because they're huge on me.
Come outside.
Describing the moments agents with Florida Department of Law Enforcement showed up at her home in Tallahassee Monday morning. A statement from the agency says FDLE began an investigation November 10, 2020, after receiving a complaint from the Department of Health regarding unauthorized access to a Department of Health messaging system, which is part of an emergency alert system to be used for emergencies only. A search affidavit says officers believe someone used Jones's IP address in the system to send a group text to more than 1,700 people, saying, "It's time to speak up before another 17,000 people are dead. You know this is wrong. You don't have to be a part of this. Be a hero." Jones was fired back in May after she says she refused to manipulate state COVID-19 data. She says she had nothing to do with the message and says the raid at her home was part of a bigger plan.
I think coming here, shutting me down and my project down, and getting information about all the people who have spoken to me from inside the state was two birds with one stone for the governor.
No matter the reasoning, Jones says her work will go on.
No amount of intimidation is ever going to stop me from making sure that the people of the state have the information that they need to make informed decisions and to.
So, Jada, what is the governor saying tonight in response to the claims that he's behind all of this?
Channing, we did reach out to the governor after Jones posted that video on Twitter. Now, here's what a spokesperson for the governor had to say to us. That spokesperson said the governor was not aware of any FDLE investigation into Rebekah Jones and only found out about the search warrant executed at her home when the public did after Jones tweeted video of the morning raid. Now, Jones is also a mother of two, and those children.
You can see there's an officer pointing a gun at my face through the window next to my door, Rebekah Jones said in an interview with Florida Today. Now, the police said that Rebekah Jones's IP address was used to send out group text to people in the thousands, telling them to not do this. We're going to cause people to be harmed or what have you, to that effect. And they say her IP address was used to do so. Anyone who's in information technology knows that you can narrow it down all the way to where the person is at when they're doing the group text, all the way down to the device it was sent from and where the person was at. So how they come up with that lie, I don't understand. Because that's one of my fields, information technology. You can go all the way to where the person is at when they sent the text and what device they sent it from. And they're trying to say it came from her IP address to give them a probable cause to come to this young lady's home to harass her, intimidate her and her family. That is wrong. That is wrong. And again, Governor Ron DeSantis is using the state police as his own personal goons to intimidate this woman because she refused to do what they want her to do. And that is manipulate the COVID-19 data to make it appear that COVID-19 is less prevalent so they can conduct business as usual, putting millions of people at risk. That is wrong. Now, the investigators has to be investigated now. Because I don't buy that. Now, people in the state of Florida already don't want to wear masks again. They don't want to wear masks. They want to go to the beaches. They want to live like it was in 2018, 2019. We're not in those times anymore, and we probably won't ever go back to those times. Yet, I said probably, but I'm hopeful. Yet, to do what they did to intimidate this young woman and her family is absolutely disrespectful. And they pull out guns at a nonviolent home. It's not like the Jones family was armed and dangerous. They used excessive force and totally uncalled for behavior to go get hardware. And only because it was deemed some type of evidence of wrongdoing. That's what they wanted. They wanted to get the evidence of wrongdoing and have it in their possession. But I'll definitely keep the people updated on this situation, this case. This is the Enemy's Public. I'm Bro.Nasir. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.